My daughter is back asleep. Um, Having to get up and interrupt the stream to go help her, of course, makes it difficult to, make it continue on the way that it's supposed to. I don't really know what I'm meaning here. It's kind of, it feels like it's all broken up, so it's a lot harder to stream. Um, but it's okay. I mean, she just woke up and was scared, needed her bottle, so she's asleep again. So yeah, figured I'd talk about something different. People are very upset about the Epstein and Diddy things. I mentioned that I was sexually abused as a kid, and I had somebody screaming at me that I deserved it. That was wild. Um, kind of funny too. The chat is always funny. Oh, hey, Mr. Hominoid, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the 4B movement. The 4B movement is wild, dude. The 4B movement is all these women that are saying they're abstaining from sex. And I find it really hard to believe. Whether they do or not, who cares, honestly, right? Like, they're saying they're going to abstain from sex in order to show the men. They're going to show the men that they don't need them and that they're angry at them for voting for Donald Trump. So here come the women who are going to refuse to have sex for the next 4 years. They're not going to wear makeup. They're not going to dress up. If you're more interested in this, I made a video about it, but I think it's just funny, and I'm here to talk to the chat. The whole reason I do these lives is to talk to the chat, and we just had about 250 people going on in the chat on the last stream, so I'm just gonna hang out until we get some of those people back in. But yeah, the 4B movement. So I guess it's like a 2019 ultra third wave feminist. Sort of situation where they're not having sex with men, they're not marrying men, they're not dating men, and they're not giving birth. So what that tells me is that there's a bunch of crazy people that aren't passing their genes on, and that's pretty funny, and it's probably a good thing. Like, honestly, these super wildly left-wing people who are saying we're not having sex for 4 years because Donald Trump won, well, I think that's probably a pretty good thing. I don't know. Hominoid. Cosmic is abstaining from sex every 7 years. He's a Vulcan. Oh, Jesus. C. Reinecke. Yes, it's funny. As a woman, I think it's a blessing. I think it is. I think that it's a good thing when crazy people don't reproduce. And there you go. Of course, our birth rates are going to drop because half the country is out of their mind. So there's that. Mr. Hominoid, green blood and pointy ears. Yeah, Vulcans. BDBOB, when's the last time you were at church? Oh, I don't know. Carl T, is this a white dude's for Kamala alive? No, it is not. I voted for Trump. I'm actually laughing my ass off at all of the people who are freaking out and saying they're not having sex for 4 years because Trump won. And it's very funny. It's great. In fact, I love it, actually. Free samples. I have really bad diarrhea, so I'm washing on the toilet. Oh, that sucks, man. Use a little bit of ointment on your butthole. It helps. Mr. Hominoid. I have 7 baby hominoids. Jess is the mom. Sweet. Nigel, the mangina. God dang. You came in hot, Nigel. Carl T. Hell yeah, Trump 2024. Agreed. Yeah. No, I went through this thread of all of these 4B, like 4B movement girls, and amusingly, not one of them. Well, I shouldn't say this because it's a terrible joke, but not one of them was somebody that would ever be like remotely on my radar for anything sexual. It's pretty funny. Yeah, ISO Gonzo, he's back. Yeah, I'm back. My daughter went right back to sleep, so I figured I'd give it one more try and see if she'll stay asleep for a while. So now I decided to talk about 4B, because, of course, talking about Diddy and Epstein prompted people to tell me I deserved to be raped as a kid, which was pretty fucked up, but it's still funny. Thumbs up, by the way, guys. It helps other people find this stream. We just had about 250 people on the other live, so I'm hoping we can get some of them back and I can argue with them. It's fun. No, I went through this thread of all of these women, and they're so delusional. They're like, they're gonna be in Handmaid's Tale, like they're gonna have no rights at all. Like, women are gonna wake up being slaves to men, and like men are gonna track their periods, and it's like, Jesus, like The only period I keep track of is my wife's because I need to know when I gotta hide from her. Um, no, she's actually not that crazy. Um, it's just really amusing to me that the media has convinced these people that their rights are literally being stripped away by Donald Trump. It's the funniest thing in the world. It's like, no, your rights are not being stripped away by Donald Trump. Like Kamala Harris literally had no power to change anything about the way that abortion is legislated in this country. None. And so the difference between Trump and Kamala on abortion rights is literally marginal, if anything. It's stupid, man. Anonymous American, Trump 2024, agreed. Sean says, Ron Jeremy 2028. Dude, how old is Ron Jeremy? Wasn't he real big in like the 70s? Like, all I know about Ron Jeremy is like the jokes I always heard with the mustache. Anonymous American, these liberals are weirdos these days. Dude, it's beyond weirdos, though. I mean, like, they think people actually care about their little meltdowns and, I'm not having sex with men for 4 years. It's like, okay, neat. They're like, I'm not having babies. Good, thank God. We don't want more of you. Mr. Hominoid, the gay couple you sent me a video, he can get Aussie citizenship after 4 months. Neat. Um, I hope that you guys don't really want him there. I also think that he would be angry about you calling him a he. But, Rain God, well, I think Kamala should have won that rigged election. Do you now? Where's all of your anger at election deniers from 2020? ISO Gonzo, did you hear about all the African Americans that got texts and emails saying they're selected? Yeah, it's like you've been selected to go to like whatever plantation. Oh my God, it was terrible. Epic troll, but it's pretty terrible. Martin Schwager, Democrats cheating and still losing. Yeah. Michael Beale, complete and total shutdown on all women until we can figure out just what the hell is going on. Dude, I know. I'm glad I'm married, man. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about it at all. Anonymous American, true, bro. Sean69, oh God, I'm not sure. I'll look it up. Rain God, people just hate her because she's black. Oh God, not one of these. Clausen West, have you seen the crazy chicks shaving their heads in protest? Yes, I have. And they're all like wearing the blue bracelets in solidarity, letting people know that they're like a secret Kamala voter and their husband doesn't know. I reposted it on X, and I was like, women are so gay because, like, I mean, I understand, like, it's a joke, obviously, but like, that's some shit a man would never do. It's like, hey, I'm gonna like paint one fingernail so that all the other guys know. The only guys that ever did that were like the ones that had like the gay ear pierced. Uh, like, it's so gay. Like, no guy would ever do that. Sean69, Ron is 71. Hey, he's young compared to our last two presidents. Rain God, I'm still wearing my Kamala shirt. I'm pretty sure you're a troll, Rain God. Sean69, I thought he was older. Yeah, I thought he was too. I thought he'd be like 85 by now. That's crazy. Hominoid, I would rather have Cosmic under my bed. It has bed base. Oh, neat. Corn Pop, there are a lot of angry Democrats that think Trump is the H word and Republicans are uneducated. Dude, somebody in that last stream I was doing just a minute ago told me I needed more education. It's like, bro, like, I've got more education than like 95% of the country. What exactly do you want me to be more educated on? When they say you need to be educated, by the way, what they mean is you need to have the same opinions as them. That's what it is. Victoria Hancock, what up? Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Neat. Baton Rouge, man. I am not in Baton Rouge. Sean69, Kamala shirts are good for toilet paper. No, dude, you can't flush them. You'll end up backing up your toilet. See, they're not good for anything. The malfunctioning NPC, glad I'm married. Don't know how y'all do it these days. Yeah, seriously. Only sports. Do you love Jesus? Are you out here like proselytizing in random lives on the internet? Because that's kind of amusing. Rain God, I hate Trump. Neat. Michael Beale, females are so cooked. Troy Schaefer, go Trump. Let's see here. Yasmin says, do you love Israel? I am not Team Israel, and I'm not Team Palestine. I'm Team America. I'm not interested in interfering in foreign wars. Rain God, why don't you people understand that Trump will ruin this country? We had Trump 4 years ago, dude. You got through it then, you'll get through it now. Chill out. Michael Beale, education is a myth. To a degree, it is. Like, I've talked about it a lot. I knew a lot of people with terrible degrees in college. And I just like I didn't understand like I said this in the last live I was just on, like I worked in a restaurant and the whole front of house had bachelor's degrees and they were all in like English and gender studies and like journalism and stuff like that. It's just like what you went and wasted, and they were all like 50 grand in debt, and it's like you just went and wasted all that time and money, and now you're working as like a server in a restaurant. Like there's nothing wrong with being a server, but you don't need a bachelor's degree to do it. Go get your bachelor's in history and then work in a restaurant. Like, no, like, go get a degree in something that'll help you make some more money. Clausen West, you should get a degree in lesbian theology. Jesus. I think that's actually called women's studies. Rain God, as a member of the LGBT community, hate McTrump. Yeah, I knew you were a troll, Rain God. Ozzy Ray, RTR, Baton Rouge. Sean69, very valid point. Kamala shirts aren't even good for toilet paper. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Mr. Hominoid, Jack is very well educated. He got the chlamydia removed from all koalas, platypus, ruse, medicated, and now hominoid, you're a funny guy. The malfunctioning NPC, as a straight white male who identifies as a pregnant black non-binary giraffe, how am I supposed to raise my fake trans baby with Orange Hitler? Yeah, dude. How are you? Iso Gonzo, dude, I love what you just said about Team America. Yeah, I mean, there's not really. Why do we have our fingers in so many pies around the world? Like, did you see that video of the Ukrainian army, or Ukrainian soldiers out there? They took a dummy and dressed it up as Donald Trump with a MAGA hat, and then they shot it to pieces and then set it on fire. And we're paying their salaries, we're paying their pensions, and we're paying for their infrastructure and weapons. Like, what are we doing? Withdraw money from them immediately. They're absolutely insane. I watched that video on X, and then I immediately got an ad for the Azov Battalion, which is really funny. Rain God is continuing his rant. Rain God is a troll. He's saying exactly the opposite of what he really believes. Oak Ridge Taxidermy, what's up? What's up, buddy? Hominoid, these new people in your chat really don't our chat as we've been friends for years. Well, that's true, Hominoid, but it's a vertical chat. That's why it's doing this. It's easier for people to find. Scott Brown, Trump victory. Deal with it. Correct. Deal with it. All the people screaming and crying. It's really amusing. Rain God, we need to help inmates have gender changes, and you people should pay for it. Oh my God. I'm gonna scroll down a bit. Rain God is funny. The malfunctioning NPC, Ohio business owners for Trump. Hope y'all have a banger term. Also, this flag is the only one I'll ever support. Yeah, when I see like Adam Kinzinger, he's in Congress. He's got, is it Kinzinger or Schiff? Or both. I think it's both. Kinzinger and Schiff. They've got Slava Ukraini in their profiles with like Ukrainian flags. It's like you are an elected official in the US and you've got a Ukrainian flag in your bio. Something is wrong with you. Like something is really, really wrong with you. You should be automatically disqualified from public service in the US if you're out here like flaunting another nation's flag and wanting to send hundreds of billions of dollars to them. They're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. And now you have all these like these crazy women saying, we're not gonna have sex with men anymore. Now that it's like you're out of your mind. You're just out of your mind, man. Is Gonzo, wow, paying for all this crap. What's our national debt at again? Seems smart. Yeah, it's at 35 trillion right now. Although I did see this post on X where they were talking about the guy from the Federal Reserve who said if Trump asked him to or told him to resign, he wouldn't do it. And Trump really doesn't have any power over the Fed because it's a private entity. So somebody said just eliminate the Fed, make it illegal, and then the debt goes away because our debt is through the Federal Reserve. It's like that's pretty funny. That's a pretty funny idea right there. It'll never happen, but it's hilarious. Willpower, thank you for voting Trump. Yeah, everybody who voted Trump did good. Clausen West, Ukraine mad. Their sugar daddy Joe Biden is out of office. Yeah, we have given so much money to Ukraine. I earlier I had said it was something like 200 billion, but I think it might even be more than that. It's like tens of billions. Stratify, what are we talking about? The 4B movement and, whatever people come up with. We're just talking. We had like 250 people in a chat just a few minutes ago, but my daughter woke up, so I had to end it, and now we're down with some viewers. So that actually means we get to all the chats now. Yes, Trump and Harris are equal. No. Strider-Fi, how so? Why can't they have sex? It's their choice. Yeah, but they're saying that they're not going to have sex because Trump won. And it was obviously men's fault, and men are trying to subjugate them and put them into the handmaiden's tale or whatever. It's really stupid. It's just a feminist thing. Yes means to us Arabs the Arabs both are equal. Both are Zionist supporters. Cool. The malfunctioning NPC. Nothing wrong with being a humanitarian, but our tax dollars that leave our borders never re-enter our economy circulation again. Yeah, I know. If we're sending, like, we're literally paying the pensions for Ukraine. I've told this story before. I was at a gas station. I drive a lot for work. I was at a gas station, and there was a guy there. I think he was 67. He had retired, and he had to come out of retirement because his Social Security wouldn't pay. His pension wouldn't pay for what he needed because of inflation here. And yet we're paying the pensions of everyone in Ukraine. We're paying for their infrastructure. We're paying the salaries of their government officials. Like, what the hell? Like, our own seniors can't get what they need, but here we are paying the pensions and salaries in different countries. It's an absolute disgrace. Bob Cox, Big Pharma is complicit in funding and fueling liberal extremism. Absolutely. Big Pharma is one of the worst industries in the country. Crockett, he can make it rough on him. It's Gonzo. When do the feds cash in on our debt? They'll never cash in on it because the interest payments alone are a quarter of our GDP. They make way more money with us being in debt. Justice Caparos, what's your opinion on Mitt Romney, Susan Collins, and Lisa Murkowski? Mitt Romney is I'm guessing that's what you meant. Mitt Robug, I think you meant Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney is a rhino. He's terrible. He's a neocon warmonger, and I'm glad that he is out. Susan Collins. See, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, I'm going to have to read up on them because I've heard their names a lot in the last few days, and I'm just not sure about, like, their history. It's just kind of like Adam Schiff. Like, I've seen him say a lot of really despicable things, but when you ask me, like, what exactly he's done that I need to, if I wanted to make an argument about him, I would need to go look it up. And the same goes for Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski. I just have to read some more about them. Strider-Fi, national debt is irrelevant. We just pay off some and loan more. Every country has huge national debt. Well, a quarter of our GDP goes to paying just the interest on it. So the bigger it gets, the bigger of a problem it does become. Mr. Hominoid, did you get the XChat video link I sent? Learning Aussie slang, servo banger, not sausage, avo bonkin. I think I did, Hominoid. I'm not sure what else the rest of that meant. Rain God can pay me any amount of money to like him. Can't pay me any amount. Oh, he's talking about politicians. Free Osama bin Laden says, can you free R. Kelly? I have no power to do that. Doing work, yes, sex changes for inmates and tampons in the men's restrooms paid for by taxpayers. Makes sense to no one. I take issue with that because it does make sense to some people in Portland and Seattle, but the rest of us, yeah, you're right, it doesn't make any sense. Let's see, Strider-Fi. Well, even if it's stupid, it's their right. You have a right to vote for Trump, even though everything is something. Yeah, sure. Crockett, Ukraine is corrupt also. Dude, we toppled Ukraine's government in 2014 and put Zelensky in power. It was our CIA that did it. And that's not even a secret. Like, everyone knows that that's what happened. And now here we are just, just giving away as much money as they like. It's very frustrating to watch. Yasmin, Biden should help the Americans instead of showing the tax money of the Americans to Benjamin Netanyahu's big fat ass. This Arab guy is funny. Or gal, or whatever it is. Sean says, what do you do for work, if you don't mind me asking? I am a welder. I'm an occupational therapist. So when people come back from the hospital to their homes and they can't walk and they can't, fix themselves a meal, I go work with them on strengthening and get them to where they can do that sort of thing. So I did work in a hospital, like during COVID and that sort of thing. But I got out of the hospital because there's so many requirements for like vaccines and things like that, that I just didn't want to be part of, and so I switched to home health. And I do like the hospital though. I like the hospital environment. Uh, Yasmin, the U.S. government gave Shitreel 8 billion. The U.S. government has a fetish for Israel, so I don't think anybody who dislikes Israel would like the U.S. government very much. Anita Jabi, very good early morning to you, Papacito. Do you think Trump will do something about the invasion and war in and of Ukraine and convince Putin to stop the idiocy? Yeah, he will. Actually, he put some terms out today between the two of them. He's already talked to both Putin and Zelensky. Zelensky did not agree to the term, didn't like the terms, is what I understand. But they had a talk, and Zelensky was very displeased with it. But it will happen. Trump will just stop sending aid to Ukraine if he has to, and Putin will. They'll probably cede some territory to Putin, and in return, Ukraine will probably be able to get some protection from NATO. That's likely what will happen. Not all that much will change as far as like the rest of the world. It will we'll get cheaper fertilizer. That's what'll happen. Bob Turner, you look like a young Al Gore. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry you have to look at me. Let's see. Mr. Hominoid, Jack slaps the RD servo cuppa no duries pumping the tubes. Don't a 360 burno on the beach. Man, Hominoid, sometimes your chats are hard to read. Daisy Freedom Fighter, we're also paying for the pocket lining. Yes, we are. We're paying for, the political class in Ukraine to get unfathomably rich. Clausen West, can we get rid of Liz Cheney for good? Yes, we need to. Liz Cheney is despicable. Evil Warhawk. Rain God. Oh my God, Rain God is a troll. I can't read that. Michael Beale, there's no known means of permanently increasing IQ, education, and college included. Intelligence is at least 80% genetically determined. Everyone's naive. Assumption is that school makes you smarter. I agree. I know plenty of idiots who are MDs. I fight with doctors constantly because they do stupid things. I 100% agree. Having an advanced degree doesn't make you smarter. I was in a class of 28 when I graduated from in my master's program. There are maybe 5 of the people in my class that I would allow to treat someone I cared about. So I agree. I agree. Anita Jabi, Nicki Minaj 2028. Yikes, that would be terrible. John Chinga. Oh my God. Strider fee. It's kind of impossible to free ourselves of debt. We can't become a private country. We already dipped too far into the public cookie jar. Our government completely relies on cheap global goods. It will be an adjustment if that ever happens. I mean, you're right to an extent. There's not really anything that the U.S. can do to fix the debt other than to let it default. And we don't know what would happen if that happened. Like, would the US dollar become worth essentially nothing? Probably. So then what happens? What do people do? So to an extent, I think you are right. We want to hear balance the budget and all of that sort of thing. We want to hear in the national debt or in the Fed, but really the only practical way under the legislation we have now is to just let it default, and that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Yasmin, what about Israel? Dude, you're obsessed with Israel. We need to get I already said this. Like, I'm a non-interventionist. I don't think that we should be pouring all of this money into Israel or to Ukraine. ISO Gonzo, do you think Fort Knox really has all that gold still that we saw in the 90s video? No. No, we actually have sent tons of gold to China. Paying our national debt. They don't, US dollars are not all that good when our country pays for large amounts of things from different countries. They absolutely require gold because they understand that the US dollar's value is contingent on it being the petrodollar. And the BRICS nations have single-handedly decimated the futures of the US dollar. So, no, a lot of countries require payments from us in gold. I don't think we have much left. Our dollar is basically backed by the might of our military, not by gold anymore. Daisy Freedom Fighter, Hispanic Women for Trump, MAGA for Life. There you go. Michael Beal Fuentes 2030. Dude, Nick Fuentes is a Fed, dude. Change my mind. Nick Fuentes is a friggin' Fed. Strider Fee, despite my gripes with you, I find your occupation to be very admirable, John. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing, right? Like, we disagree on something political. Great. At the same time, we ought to be able to, like, function and, go get a drink together and, like, have a good time. Like, you know what I mean? And, like, have a conversation. Like, we don't have to agree on every single thing in order to, uh, you know, coexist. Per Azar, I'm an occupational white girl banker. Jesus, man. Jacob Kaczynski, do you think WTC World Trade Center 7 collapsed due to fire? No, I don't, actually. I don't know. Let me put it this way. With Building 7 and a lot of 9/11 stuff, I don't really know what to think because there's so much stuff out there that's just really weird about 9/11. Like, I'm not a 9/11 truther. I don't necessarily say, well, it was definitely an inside job or anything like that. There are a lot of very suspicious things, and there needs to be like a full-on investigation and release of files. So there's lots of that stuff. Little Leaf, stop spamming or I'm going to put you in timeout. Yasmin, you talk about Ukraine, but Benjamin Netanyahu and the Polish asshole got 8 billion, and the Polish asshole got 8 billion in his ass. Nate, yeah. Sean69, nice man. That's very fair and understandable. Yeah. 619664. Does my mother need an occupational therapist if we're helping her after a TKR? It depends on if she's able to like get around and function at where she was before. So the need for a physical or an occupational therapist is determined as are you able to complete your daily tasks at your prior level of function? If not, then your doctor can put in an order for physical or occupational therapy. Strider Fee, you should probably ban the spammer. Yeah, I'm putting him in timeout right as we speak. There we go. He's in timeout. Read God, shut up, dirty Muslim. She's obsessed, isn't she? Daisy Freedom Fighter, 300K missing little children. Yeah, dude, I talk about this a lot because like the missing children thing, the Diddy list, the Epstein list, that's all really personal to me because of my own history of like being abused as a kid. And I brought this up on the last stream, and there's the dude like screaming that I deserved it and I'm a pussy and all of that. And it's like, it doesn't bother me, but it's something that people don't really understand if they haven't been through it. And that guy is kind of like a perfect example of it. And obviously he was a troll, and like I don't really give a shit what he says. But 300,000 missing kids, you better believe nearly all of them are being sex trafficked, and that is scary. Yasmin, it makes me so upset. It's not because of Palestine only. I've seen homeless people in the U.S. It is heartbreaking. It is, yeah. We shouldn't be spending money all around the world when our own veterans are homeless, sleeping in the streets. It's absolutely crazy. For us, Yasmin, why are you here talking to a man who's not married to you? Oh, that's funny. God. Lil Itchy Butt, you're handsome. Oh, thank you. Your username is interesting. Mr. Hominoid is saying, beach, no bitch. Sweet. The Nitrous chat, how you feel about Trump winning? I am pleased. The things I've heard out of him so far are great. The stop transing the kids, I'm all for that. Putting RFK in charge of the FDA is like, it's a great meme, first of all, and I think the outcome will be good, second of all. The FDA is an extremely corrupt endeavor, and I will be happy to see it be completely reformed. Stratified, genetically determined. What are you talking about? Are you talking about IQ? To some degree, it is like it's a mix of nature and nurture. Like some people are more, they have better aptitude when it comes to, like for example, like I have a younger brother who works in intelligence with the Marines. He's so freaking smart, and he has been ever since he was a little kid. And now he was encouraged on pursuits that helped his the growth of his mind, like chess and things like that. But as a kid, even he was super smart. Your intelligence is to a degree genetically determined, but it can be changed by environmental factors, and it's like a, I don't know, like a 70-30 or 80-20 to like some people's capacity is just low. Like there's that influencer Togi, dude's a frigging idiot. His genetics were bad for IQ. The dude's just stupid, but a good chunk of it, excuse me, is nurture too. So it is part of it. Mr. Hominoid says, put your intelligence glasses on. I don't have them with me. Rain God, in the USA, we don't give a shit about our homeless. Actually, Trump said that he's going to use some of that foreign aid money for exactly that. That came out today, which is great. Yasmin, it really breaks my heart to see old men, young men, and women living on the streets, washing their faces and brushing their teeth in public bathrooms. I've done it. I've been homeless. Oh no, says, look behind you. Yeah, there's a pumpkin back there. Daisy Freedom Fighter. God bless the Amish of Pennsylvania. Yeah. Yep. Hana Fatini says, cockroach, not insect. I don't know what that means. Stratify, we do need to try to get it to slow down. Yes, yeah. And I don't know. What else is there to do? Let's see. Rat says, heyo. What's up? Stratify, the problem is if we close the ports, most businesses would close. The full American companies would thrive, but there's not enough of them. Yeah, so Elon Musk talked about this, and I think that he's actually right. If it comes to tariffs, if tariffs is the way we're going to do this, it is doable. It is doable, but they have to do a ramping up period to allow the businesses to come back. They have to first deregulate and then slowly ramp up the tariff. So it can't be like a day one, here's a 200% tariff. If that were to happen, it would destroy the economy. I think there's enough people that know what they're talking about around Trump right now that we won't see that. What we will see is a ramping up period, and then a deregulation that will allow a lot of businesses to come back. So, Hana Fatini, I see cockroach. So good. No, there's no cockroaches in my house. Dimitri, time to bow down to Mother Russia. Jesus. Daisy Freedom Fighter, liquid gold under our feet. Yep, that's true. Dimitri says, as Alaska is Russia. No, Alaska is not Russia. Isabella, you have beautiful eyes. My eyes are like bloodshot almost right now. It's been a long day. I've been up since like 3:30. Eric McCambly, do you think that Trump should invite Ukraine and Russia into NATO? I think we shouldn't be in NATO. I'm non-interventionist. I don't think that we need to be messing with that stuff. I don't think we should care if Ukraine's part of NATO. Mr. Hominoid says, I'm old. Budgets don't matter as long as you eat when you want, have a bed, and keep breeding. Look at me, 8 foot tall, Bigfoot. Well, that's all good and fine for you, but where the rest of us going to get our bed and get our food? Rain God is trolling like crazy. Oh my God. Michael Beale, doctors for the most part are a bunch of mediocre charlatans with expert complexes, and they tend to really just not give a shit. I agree with that. Having worked with doctors for quite a while, especially orthopedic surgeons, oh my God. Some of them are amazing. Some of them are really, really good. But orthopedic surgeons make me freaking ridiculously mad. I hate doctors. Clausen West, it's nice to know there's at least one normal level-headed person in Seattle. I thought it was all crazy blue-haired liberals. Actually, I'm not in Seattle anymore. I left. But my uncle and a bunch of my family still live in Seattle, and Seattle is not all crazy. There's a strong undercurrent of people who are not crazy in Seattle. Seneca says, tell Ukraine that. I'm not sure what you're referring to, sorry. Earth Belize, who did you vote for, Kamala or Trump? I voted for Trump. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit because I've lost the chat. Cat, it's fun to watch a retarded guy record himself. Hey, I'm closing in on 2,000 subscribers. It's kind of cool. People like to hang out in the chats and talk. This is one of those slower, smaller lives, but it's still fun because I get to see most of the chats. I get to talk to most of them. I'm still losing the chat, so I'm gonna move a bit, but yeah, it's super cool. Mr. Hominoid, I still remember watching both planes hit. I was up at Kerma, New South Wales, Australia with a family. Yeah, 9/11 was wild. I do remember 9/11. Rain God, oh my God, Rain God is still trolling. The Cosmic Show says, Jack deserves it. I only meant the best, not pedophilia. Oh my God, Marauder's funny. Eric McCambly, what do you think about Biden Harris Directive 5240.01? I have no idea what that is. Um, Yulia Diamond TV, y'all voted for Trump. Hopefully, my autistic niece won't be affected by his plan on cutting education programs. See, the thing is with a lot of those education programs, those are going to come through the states anyway. But um, I think that the idea of discarding the Department of Education is being misunderstood. The way that I understand it, at any rate, the idea is to get rid of it and start from the ground up, which I think is actually a pretty good idea. And it won't be like a day one, this is gone. It's going to be like a huge revamping project. That's the way that I understand it. But I mean, our education system as it is was created back in what, the 1920s, as to train people to work in factories. It's highly ineffective when compared to the education systems around the world. We need a better education system. So I believe that the idea is to revamp it, not just completely destroy it and not replace it. There's no that's not the way that it's going to be at all. Crockett, nobody deserves to be abused, especially as a child. No, but there's assholes on the internet that'll say anything, so it's not that big of a deal. Earth Belize, if Kamala was voted, the house taxes would go up by 70%. I don't know about that. I don't know. Daisy Freedom Fighter. My son almost got kidnapped at Disney Springs in the Lego store when I tried to and when I tried to report it, they said it doesn't happen. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. No, uh in the city I live in, there's an interstate that goes through it, and they got a U-Haul with like 18 kids in it. They caught them. They were taking them out east. It was wild, dude. Edson Marquez Magajes Jr. Sorry to get off topic, but here in Brazil, the Brazilian people are acting like an episode of South Park and a mix of idiocracy. I've heard Brazil is crazy right now, but I don't really know what's going on there. I haven't paid much attention. The election has had my attention up until now. So now, maybe I can look into what's going on around the world. Little Do216. I came across an ASMR girl with a stick in her mouth, and someone in the chat said in a couple of minutes I would be like Dick. What? I'm not sure what you meant by that. The Cosmic Show. Mr. Hominoid has a dildo mausoleum. Google it. Oh my god, the inside jokes. You guys that have been here for a while. Manano Demon, you look like that kid I used to bully in high school. Yeah, maybe. Derek, when did you decide to transition to a boy? A long time ago. I'm sorry, guys. I am trans. Unknown. Europeans are colonializing whole North America, South America, Australia, New Zealand, and 50% world area natural resources. 50%. Okay, whatever. Ian Lopez, can you say happy? You guys keep trying to make me say things that I shouldn't say. The Cosmic Show, you have to be smart to work in intelligence. Duh. Yeah, no, he has an IQ of like 100. I think it was like 140. Like freaking ridiculously smart. Unknown. Oh my god, stop saying the same thing. Free Dog, what did I just scroll into? Hey, you were in the last live. Amber, yes, Trump won, but do not take your eyes off of Jesus. The timeline has not been changed. Noted. Mr. Hominoid, I help homeless people here, and I try to find lost, missing, murdered, unsolved. As you know, it's legally difficult, really difficult task. Research, talking to people to talk, e.g., Belgium backpacker Theo Hayes, Byron Bay. Well, good for you, Hominoid. Tyler's queer. That's not happening here in New Zealand, so that comment is false. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Affectionate pancakes. Thank God pronouns are gone. No more pronouns. Well, see, the thing is, the pronouns people aren't going anywhere. All of the craziness is so institutionalized at this point that it's just going to continue. The Democrats don't know why they lost, and they're not going to know why they lost because they won't listen to the people that are telling them why they lost. In fact, I saw a clip from The View today where Sunny Hosta, whatever her name is, was like talking about how terrible and stupid Americans that voted for Trump are, and then one of the other co-hosts was like, "This is why like people felt like you were looking down on them, and that's why they voted for Trump." And she like went off on them. They don't understand. They don't understand, and they're going to continue to do the same things they were going to do until they eat themselves. Eric McCambly, are we worried that money is running out for migrants, that our homelessness is going to grow exponentially? Uh, if we continue the way things are going, then yeah. Rain God is trying to get the Muslim woman to date him. That's hilarious. The Cosmic Show, abolish NATO. Yes, I agree. Jack Gurnani, I think you should be on Mars. I don't want to go to Mars. Somebody else can go to Mars. I don't want to. Hominoid says Theo was eaten by sharks at 1 a.m. on a Sunday morning alone on a deserted beach under Byron Bay Headland. Well, he shouldn't have been swimming at 1 a.m. in Australia. 619664. We need to fix our own before helping others. I agree. I'm a non-interventionist. I'm all for helping other people, but not until our own issues are fixed. The Cosmic Show says Mars is a good person. Yes, he is. Jack Gurnani, Bigfoot for the president. You don't want that Bigfoot to be your president. ISO Gonzo, probably 30 minutes behind the chat. 6:38 now. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to scroll down a bit. Oh, my God. This guy is back spamming gay. I'm going to hide him. Oh, my. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out. My daughter just woke up again, so I'm going to go ahead and see her. I'll be done streaming for tonight, but I do lives pretty often, and join in when you can, and I'll see you next time.